Hello, my fellow Helldivers. I am Super Private Rasmus Snow. At the time of this message being recorded, I have personally stomped 118,993 Terminids, individually dismantled 138,113 Automatons, and singularly slain 64,977 Illuminate. I have acquired every single tool, weapon, and warhead that Super Earth High Command has provided for Helldivers to spread democracy by destroying our opposition. With this extensive arsenal and long-winded experience, I am bringing to you a guide on what Warbonds will improve your capacities most quickly. The ranking system is simple. Each item in a Warbond will be given a score from 1 to 10 for each of the fronts you could take it against. 1 means this weapon is just the worst. You do not want to take this against this faction. You would rather take anything else. 10 means it is just the best. You would rather take this item than any other item against this front. Take the score for each of the 3 fronts for that item, add them together, and you get the item score. Take all of the item scores, add them together, and you get the Warbond score. We will not be scoring the Helldivers Mobilize Warbond, not only because it has 10 pages instead of the 3 pages that the other Warbonds tend to have, but also it is free. It's included with the purchase of the game. All of these other Warbonds you have to purchase after the fact. We will not be taking into consideration drip or style. We will only be taking into consideration function, otherwise Masters of Ceremony would win. We will also not be taking into account the fact that some Warbonds cost more super credits than others. I know it's got something to do with the scoring system, but quite frankly it adds complication, and if you care that much about Halo, you're going to be willing to spend more super credits on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of content. We're not going to be able to fit it all in one video. We're just going to start one at a time. We're going to start with Democratic Detonation and work our way down the list. I will be giving you the scores at the start of all of these videos so you don't have to watch through the entire thing if you don't want to. Democratic Detonation was given a total score of 132 points. It contains 3 primaries, 1 secondary, 1 throwable, no new stratagems, no new armor perks, a light, a medium, and a heavy armor set, and 1 booster. The armor sets gave it 0 additional points because the armor effects are already in the game from the base Warbond. Because they don't bring anything new to the game, they're not going to give the game any new points. I am giving the game 1 point per armor type that the Warbond includes. So this has a heavy, it has a light, it has a medium armor, so it gets 3 points for the armor exclusively. The Adjudicator brought in a total of 16 points. I rated it as a 6 against the Automatons, a 4 against the Terminids, and a 6 against the Illuminate. The Thermite was given a total score of 26. I scored it 10 against the Automatons, 8 against the Terminids, and 8 against the Illuminate. The Eruptor was given a score of 20 points, 9 versus Automatons, 8 versus Terminids, and 3 versus Illuminate. The Expert Extraction Pilot was given a total score of 18 points, a 6 across the board for each faction. The Grenade Pistol I scored at a total of 27 points, with 9 across the board for all factions. The Exploding Crossbow I scored at 22. 10 versus Automatons, 9 versus Terminids, and 3 versus the Illuminate. We are starting off with Strafing Run 120, Rocket, and Railgun. It's giving us a free jump pack. I'm going to try and keep my loadout pretty similar as we're testing out all these things so that we're focused on the items, not the stratagems. Unless, of course, the stratagems are what we're testing. Starting off strong for the Thermite, we've got a whole crate in front of us that I've got to deal with. Pop him with the Thermite, get out of there. Thermite's downside is it takes a while to kill those tanks. We've got a second to breathe. We're going to call down our stratagems. Get my backpack first because they take longer to land for whatever reason. Get my railgun inbound. We've got a War Strider there that we need to deal with. I'm going to try staggering him with a strafing run. It's not going to kill him, but it might buy me a second. Bring in that rocket sentry down there, see if he can help me out. Go back and get my jump pack now that I've got my reinforcements called back in. Use the jump pack to close the distance. Thermite is kneecap. I don't want to wait for the rocket sentry to deal with him. Again, it does take a while to kill, but no other item gives you anti-tank the moment you land. Not even the Senator. Grenade pistols coming in clutch here to help me deal with this rocket, or this cannon turret. Took me 3 shots here, but if you get both of your shots right on the heat sink, then sometimes you can kill them with only 2. Downside for the grenade pistol is that its splash damage is relatively small, so it doesn't deal great with large groups, but it helps you conserve your grenades to close bug holes, fabricators, etc. Throwing a thermite on this fabricator because I don't want to run around to the front to close it with a grenade. I've got stuff to do, bots to smash. Coming up on this outpost here, I'm going to use my adjudicator to kill these guys behind the turrets because they just shred me every time. The downside for the adjudicator and why I've only ranked it 6 on the bot front is that even though it's got medium penetration and pretty decent damage, its magazine is so small that I find myself always needing to reload it in the middle of a fight. But it's large enough that I feel wasteful reloading it early, right? I've got half a mag left right now. That's still like 13 rounds. I don't want to throw those away. So I'm going to keep them, but it's going to hurt me later, I think. Got the thermites again dealing with this hole. And the... oh, whammo. Jeez. With this engineering kit armor from the Warbond that I'm wearing, I've got 5 thermites. That's a lot of anti-tank capacity. We're going to use a thermite on this Hulk too. Just passing him out like Oprah. Close that fabricator with the grenade pistol. Jump up into this bunker. Immediately ragdoll. And use the adjudicator to kill the rocket dev. I flinched. I went high. I wasn't able to kill him with what was left in my mag. Need to reload in the middle of the fight again. It's getting spicy. Toss down a strafing run. Get out of there. Got to deal with this guy on my left, go back to deal with the turret before he melts me, and have terrible aim while I do it. Excuse me on that. But so far the adjudicator hasn't done anything that I can't do with a standard liberator. The medium penetration on the bot front really isn't as useful as people think it is. It pops the War Strider's rockets really quickly because of how much damage each bullet deals, so you're going to have an easier time with that than you will with the liberator. And you can also shoot the crotch. The exploding crossbow, 1 shots devastators to the face, 2 shots to the torso, destroys fabricators, destroys most of your objectives, destroys hulks, if you hit them in the vents, cannon turrets, tanks, factory strider, chin turrets, or chin cannons, just about anything you need to do, the crossbow will do. Half the time I take this, I don't need to take a support weapon. Eruptor does all the same, just with a little bit more boom. It's got shrapnel added to it, so it's kind of like an autocannon. It'll destroy the fabricators from a better angle than crossbows will do. Crossbow would kind of struggle with that shot. But it's slower, right? Like, you're coming up against chaff like this, and the crossbow will do the same thing the Eruptor is doing, but faster. It might not have demolished this group in the same number of rounds, but the reload's quick on it, and you're going to be back in the fight. This is showcasing Expert Extraction Pilot time. It's just stupid fast. It makes the difference sometimes between your team extracting and your team not extracting on one of those hot extracts. One of the reasons I love Helldivers is when you get goofy with another random player like this, it's kind of fun. But yeah, that's the breakdown. Adjudicator gets 6 points because even though it's good with the medium penetration and the damage, mag size just isn't that great. And there's not a lot of mods you can do to it to make that better. The Eruptor gets I think like an 8 or a 9, I can't remember exactly what I scored it, but it's up there, it's almost a 10. The crossbow is just a little bit better, I think, as far as its ergonomics, and it's not limited very much compared to the damage the Eruptor can put out. So I like having one hand available for carrying things. I think that makes a big difference. The Thermite, pocket anti-tank, it's rivaled only by the Ultimatum, and even then I think it's better than the Ultimatum because you get about the same range, you can kill all the same things, and you get way more of them than the Ultimatum, especially if you're using the grenade perk armor, like an engineering kit, for example. Expert Extraction Pilot is good. I don't think it unseats the top 4 of your vitality, your health pod, space optimization, your stamina, and your stim. I think those are just, they're kind of king. I don't know what Helldivers devs are going to do to fix that and make up people use other boosters, but those are just kind of the boosters you're going to use. So yeah, that's the Warbond. I think it's pretty peak. It's pretty tough to beat the Democratic Detonation. Even if you try and give the Eruptor, the crossbow, or Thermite a lower score, it's still worlds better than the alternatives. I think the scores I gave are pretty fair. And now we're carrying the Democratic Detonation onto the bug front. The Adjudicator penetrates medium armor. That's kind of the only thing it's got going for it. It's got a 30 round magazine compared to most other guns' 45 magazine as far as the assault rifles go. The Adjudicator has a hard time killing just about anything worth killing on this front with with less than a full magazine. You kill a Brood Commander with the Adjudicator, you don't have enough ammo to deal with the guys he summons. Kill a Bile Spewer, you don't have enough ammo to kill the other guys that are in his patrol. It's a consistent issue with it. Grenade Pistol kind of helps make up for that a little bit on this front. This pairing works okay. You can kill one guy with the Adjudicator and then do some splash damage into the group. But, I mean, I died there because I run out of ammo, or I didn't do any meaningful damage to the enemies coming at me. The Grenade Pistol is almost more useful, and I'm leaning on it very heavily in this match because the Adjudicator just is not there. That's why it was ranked below a 5. There's a lot of other things that I think would do better than the Adjudicator on this front. Even though it's got the medium pen, it's just not there. Right, I mean, it took me half a mag to kill the Brood Commander and the rest of the mag to kill those 3 Shriekers with mostly hits. There's not a lot of misses. Shout out to this guy for using his very last stim on me. It's not common you see a diver willing to do that. That was really cool. So Adjudicator again, whole mag to kill this Bile Spewer.
Dropping a pin east 200 meters.
Found something.
Got another Bile Spewer. It's going to take most of the mag to kill this Bile Spewer. The remaining of the mag can kill that guy, the little warrior back there. And again, a decent portion of the mag to kill that Bile Spewer. As far as Thermites go on this front, Thermites are still really effective anti-tanks. That's why they're still up there. They're scored pretty high. We've still got the Thermites scored as an 8 on the Terminids. They're not as consistent on the Terminids as they are on the bots, which is why they're an 8 instead of a 10. There's a couple other things I might rather take, but it's still effective, right? You can one-shot Chargers if you get it on the head. Bile Titans, I haven't been able to one-shot a Bile Titan. I think you can. I haven't been able to get it. It's pretty tricky. They move quick. They're dangerous to get close enough to throw a Thermite on. When you're using the crossbow or the Eruptor, I've got the crossbow equipped now, it's important to bring a ballistic support because you've got no way to kill enemies that get close to you, and that happens a lot on the bug front. So we're going to Thermite the Charger's butt. Might as well not. It's not going to do enough damage to kill him. It doesn't even pop his butt. Doesn't slow him down or put him into a bleed out state. He's fine. Get it on the head, now we're talking money. Cooking with fire. Crossbow's really good on this front. It lets you kill most things effectively. It's good anti-chaff, it's quick, it's nimble, good ergonomics. You've got a lot of ammo economy. It's easy to zip around, close bug holes, pop spewers, etc. The Eruptor's the same thing, it's just slower. It's more effective for these large targets. It's better ammo economy on killing larger enemies. But because it's slower, you're going to have a harder time clearing bug nests. This is again kind of showcasing that, you know, we get a Thermite on the head, it works well. We get a Thermite on the side, it's going to be pretty much useless. We're going to get pushed back, and then I'm going to push back to the terminal after this ragdoll. And this is kind of where the weakness of having all explosives comes in, as I've got nothing to deal with these guys pushing up behind me. So it's either get killed by them or sacrifice myself to take some out. Now we're going from the Terminids to the Illuminate. The Adjudicator got a 6, largely because it's so good at killing Overseers. It just rips through their armor, rips through their health pool, and I have an easier time killing Overseers with this than most other weapons. It'll kill the Stingray, kind of hit and miss. With the Voteless, you just find yourself reloading, and and you find yourself reloading. It's the same story you get in the Terminid front, so that's why it's not higher. The flip side, the Thermites, awesome, love them. Only downside is you don't have very many. They'll destroy warp ships super fast, which is really helpful for me, having to burn through the warp ships that are landed, their shields, to close them. It takes a lot of time. Often I find myself dying because I'm just trying to deal with this shield. So toss a Thermite on there, anywhere on the drop ship, and it blows up. Toss it, if you manage to hit it on a tripod's body, it's dead. Toss it on a flesh mob, and it either kills it or takes out a ton of its health pool. I find myself, when I take the crossbow and the Eruptor, I have to take the Stalwart. Even the MG43 won't cut it because I have to stop to reload. I use the Stalwart like my primary, and I use the crossbow or the Eruptor as my support. That's why they're given a 3 instead of something higher, is if I'm going to be using a support weapon to do explosive damage, I would rather take the Epoch or the grenade launcher. Things that have larger magazine capacities or bigger booms have way more appeal to me than the smaller booms, bad handling, all that stuff, right? I'd rather take a grenade launcher and a Liberator carbine, for example, or a Knight SMG. Yes, the crossbow kills the stingrays. Yes, the Eruptor does a really good job against the flesh mobs and the tripods. But you know what else does a really good job on all of that, but better? The grenade launcher. So just stop trying to use a primary like a support weapon and use your support weapon like a support weapon and your primary like a primary, and you're going to have a better time. So that's why they're scored really low. On the plus side, if you disagree with me and you feel like they should be scored higher, this is already the top scoring Warbond, so it's only going up from here. I don't think that I gave anything credit that it didn't deserve in this Warbond, and my explanation prior is just kind of my case on that. The grenade pistol I do think is worth taking. It does a good job of dealing with large groups of large groups of voteless. It can help you out with flesh mobs. It can help you out with these stingrays. It can help you out with the overseers. It can help you out with the drop ships. There's very little downside to taking the grenade pistol. I think maybe the Verdict is a little nicer, or the Talon for dealing with your mobs a little bit easier than the grenade pistol does. The Senator pops heads. But yeah, that's the Democratic Detonation Warbond.
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
There you guys have it. This is my final ranking on the Democratic Detonation Warbond. I think it's the best Warbond available that your super credits can buy. There's such good value. Everything in here just is a great weapon. It's all got a purpose. It's all got a use. It's all got a niche. I know it sounds like I really don't like the Adjudicator. It's a good gun. I ranked it above average, I think, on almost all fronts. The magazine size is just not my favorite. That's my personal thing. I still think it's a good gun and it's effective. But hey, opinions are like armpits. Everybody's got them. They all stink. This is just mine. I put a lot of thought and effort into this. Let me know what you guys liked about this video, what you didn't like about this video. I plan on doing one of these videos for all of these other Warbonds, and I'd like these to be meaningful and useful and helpful for people. So please, this is my first time doing something like this. Give me some coaching, give me some advice. I'm happy to take it. If you disagree with any of my opinions on any of these Warbonds, or if you just really liked any of these opinions, feel free to drop something in the comments. Let me know what you think so I can take that into account for the next video. I'll catch you on the flip side. This is Super Private Rasmus Snow signing off.